Welcome to the historic Inner Harbor of Baltimore, Maryland. Just a stone's throw away, you find M&T Bank Stadium, the home of the Ravens. Here's Harrison Butker out there to get this thing started. And off we go, here in Baltimore. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10. In the pistol, Jackson ready. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
Doesn't it seem like that every time we see a highlight reel catch, they love showing the wide receivers and the running backs, but let's give a little love to the big tight end. I mean, what an athletic play. Understanding that ball was down and away, you've got to lay out to secure it, and not only is he able to get his hands under it and catch it initially, but he's able to survive the ground, and that's a big-time play. The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield, even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. Third down, 3 to go. From the gun, Jackson. He's got his tight end. That's Andrews. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
A loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 15 at the Chiefs' 45-yard line.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Jackson. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. That's picked up by the Chiefs. Well, he certainly turned that into something on the move. Downfield, looked like he was gaining yards, but then loses control, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Early on, Mike, it looked like it was going to be a really good play by the quarterback, turning to his legs, getting some pretty good yardage with his feet, but then he failed to not only protect himself, but mostly protect the ball. Defense is able to put a hit on him, jar the ball loose, and now they'll take over after the big takeaway.
Throwing to get things started is Mahomes. He'll get this complete. That's the tight end, Noah Gray. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
First down throw, Mahomes. That's caught. Travis Kelce. Second and a yard. Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. Right back to Kelce again. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
In order for this play to be successful against man coverage, Mike, 2 things need to happen. 1, the quarterback has to anticipate the break. He has to get that ball out on time, and then the rest is the receiver creating the separation at the top. And when both are accomplished, you can see what the results are.
Here's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. That is brought in at the 10. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes. From the 7, it's 2nd and goal. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Oh, got him again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive.
It's hard to imagine where this offense found themselves just 2 plays earlier. Now after suffering 2 sacks, this 3rd and goal looks a heck of a lot different than it did not too long ago. Back-to-back sacks back them up. What's going to happen now on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. To the left side, caught by Kelsey. Great job by this defense. Nowhere near the end zone as we get to 4th and goal. The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run-after-catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
On 4th down, Super Bowl champ Harrison Butker now for the Chiefs. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Chiefs will take a 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Now, Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll motion over Flowers. Off the play fake, Jackson. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Again, it's Jackson. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
Here's 2nd and 6. Jackson up top again. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's gotta be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And that'll set up 4th down. To the air one more time with Jackson. That's gonna be caught. It's a gain of 10 as they get the conversion on 4th down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. To throw is Jackson. That one taken in. Nelson Aguilar. Touchdown, Ravens.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the 4th quarter in 2-minute mode. But let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes. Now a deep ball looking for Brown.
You just never want to overthrow an open receiver. If anything, even if the receiver just has to slow down a little bit to run under the ball, that's okay. It might not end up in a touchdown, but you're at least going to end up with a completion.
On 2nd down, Mahomes. That is caught down the field. It's worthy. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. They'll have the 1st down. It's a gain of 28. Now, Mahomes. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So we've reached the intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando We're Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. The dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now the first carry for the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, Isaiah Pacheco.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Short pass taken in by Kelsey. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. That is caught. He gets the hook up with Rice. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
He's into space past the 25. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. The defense could not bring him down. It's a catch and run of 22 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Off the play fake, Mahomes. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. To the air once more. It's Mahomes. That is caught at the 3. And he's in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Chiefs are on top. It's now 10-7. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Jackson. A deep shot for Aguilar. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Bateman is the motion man. On 2nd down, here's a run with Henry. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal. Some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. He's got it at the 3. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try it again from the 2. 2nd and goal. To the tight end, Likely. And he'll take it on in. Isaiah Likely. Touchdown, Baltimore. Extra point try now for Tucker. He's got it. And the Ravens are on top. It's 14-10. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. It's Xavier Worthy on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
He'll check that down to Pacheco. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
And this is not what they were hoping for. He is out of bounds well short of the line to gain. And that's going to bring up fourth down.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And he's not going to get away. They get him down right after the catch. Great route.
Weak ass nigga, boo that, bitch ass nigga, bitch.